Alright, so you guys want to do build videos, okay. So this is Mr. Music Man, which is, I forget the name of the company, the factory over in China, but it's just a generic company. They build these. This is probably their signature right here, if you can see this, is the grill. It kind of wiggles, which I'm not a fan of. Sometimes I'll dig in that butthole and just get that thing out, but they put it, I think, in between the T-yoke extension and the back plate. So they should put glue on it. I don't really like it. I like it better when they put them on top here, but they didn't, so whatever. Sometimes they rattle is what I mean. So this uses a 2 5/8 copper coil, and what I've done is the guy is I traded 2 of these for an HTCA motor, and I got to get them done, and so I'm going to put I'm going to turn some of these fans down. Just a little noisy. Got to keep the junk fan on to keep the junk cool. But I'm just going to put a little blue tape on some of the holes. These were spider clamp holes, so I'm just going to cover those so that way the CA doesn't leak through. They're going to get covered anyway, so it doesn't really matter what they look like. But that one's got glue already stuck in it. There we go. Okay. On this land. How long? Where to? What for? What true? So yesterday I finished these. I just put some epoxy down the bottom. What I did was, these are recovers. So we had harvested these and the leads are kind of short. And so what I've done is unwound them a little bit. And then I'm basically hardwiring them in parallel. Is that right? Yeah, parallel, because they're dual 4. And so we're going to hardwire them down to 2 ohm. What that allows me to do, of course, is to double up the leads for each. It's going to happen anyway when it's in parallel, but the problem is that it was tough getting all 4 leads the same length and then having to shave back the enamel. So I just hardwired it. So potato. What it is going to do is give me back 2 of these terminals, which I'm going to do. And then just for symmetry, what I do is typically, as you can see here, positive is on the left, but I'm going to put the negative over here on the left as well, so that way they're diagonal from one another. And then what I'll do is I'll slightly shift it. Instead of being parallel like that, I'll shift it so that they can be equal distant to the terminal that they're going to go to. So, and you can watch and talk to me that way. I did want to talk to you guys about charity. Sometimes it's important to give, and you know it should actually hurt a little bit. You know, that's when you know you're giving. So, but I want to support things that I don't even necessarily agree with. So I'll post a link. I throw away the washer, or the lock washer and the terminal, because it's like I got a ton of those. I don't need to recover them. So, but I'll put the nut back on there, and then that's just to keep these guys on there, so I can throw it there and it won't go anywhere. But some of these you can even finger loosen or whatever. But I'll put the link in there. I want to do like I think you guys like, what do they call them? Waffles? So I don't like that because people lose, but I don't mind doing it for charity. So there's a scholarship fund that I want to support, and I could use your guys' help on. I highly recommend that you donate, just a little bit. What I'm going to do is go ahead and double. So for every $1 that you donate, you get 2 chances at the drawing that I want to do. So, and then what we'll do is we'll just do a credit, like say, I don't know, like a $250 credit, $300 credit, something like that. And then we'll draw things out of I actually want to get some tickets. I'll do the tickets, and we'll just do a drawing like that. And That way you guys can get that credit and then use it for whatever you need. I don't want to force feed you like a woofer when you don't need a woofer. So, and then you can use it towards whatever you want. But let's see. But the charity is it's a scholarship fund up in Washington. So, but I really encourage you guys to take advantage of that, to support the charity, but also, you know, for the cool free stuff. So I think we'll do 3 prizes. We'll do like a $300 credit, a $200 credit, and then a $100 credit. How's that? So for every dollar you donate, and I'll put the link in there. I forget it's some Washington something or whatever, but I'll send it to you guys. The other thing I do is I flip these. So this is the small side, and you want that when you're putting that terminal. See, I got a ton of them. So you want to put that terminal on there. You want the small side. This is typically a bigger side. These are actually not like that. But see how it has an indent in there? You don't want any problems. So what I'm going to do is actually put this underneath, and then it comes up through there. So, and I think on this one, yeah, I'm doing dual terminals, just the little short terminals. So because I got dual leads, and it just it's better than, you know, I'm sure you've all seen, you know, double penetration before, and I mean, as glamorous as that sounds, I don't like touching dicks, so that's all. You know, I don't mind whatever. Even if one's in the vag and one's in the butthole, you know, you're still touching balls. So I don't know. I think the only thing I ever did with another dude was my friend Russ Rodriguez, his little Abatuki girlfriend wanted to do both of us, and I think I told you about this. She like showed me her tits, and she had fur on her nipples. She had like peach, I mean it was like long peach fuzz, but it was peach fuzz on her nipples, and I was just like trying to, I think that was the first time I ever tried to fake like sucking tits. So I was like, oh, you gotta fake it, Pat. All right, let's, you can do it. And I did it, and it was fine. So. That goes in the bin. I'm saving this for later. Those the nuts. They're not applicable in this right here because I can use the lock nuts with the star washer built into them. So. I gotta find my ratchet. Shit. There it is. I'll use that instead. So sometimes I use just a little thing in there, thingadare, or chingadera as Curtis calls it. And you don't want to tighten that too much because you don't want to break it. This is just brass, so you don't want to break it. Chingadera is like the fucking thing. It's like chinga's fuck. So chingadera is a fucking thing. So that one's ready to go. And then on the shim I worked out to it's basically this. So a piece of notebook paper. And then where's it at? Manila folder. Trying not to bump the camera. Probably will, because my tits are big. Still on focus. Okay, good. So I put it on the inside. So my gap's already clean. Please and thank you. Oh, put on the inside. Chemical Brothers. Because the brothers are going to work it out. Yes, they are. So on this one, I did mark it positive. Basically, what you do is you can put it in there and put the positive lead from I just keep it at 9 volt. You put the positive lead on what you think is the positive and then what you think is the negative. If it jumps out, then you are correct. If it jumps in, you are incorrect and you need to flip it. So I already marked it, so the positive is going to line up with the positive. And then, I have a clamp system on this one. This is a ring that we got from Concept. It's like a little 7-inch ring. And then on these spiders, they're not all the same, and so sometimes I got to do a little relief like that, so it'll stretch out about like that. This is just slow cure CA. I think I call it robot jizz. And I'm putting a little bath of CA, which is just plenty because CA is cheap. And then I try to put the relief line in a spoke so that it can get clamped on both sides, or actually lined up with a spoke, I should say. It'll feel right. And then I usually like to start away from the seam, the relief line, and then work my way around. There we go. Because it's slow cure, I just like to spray it so that it works. I usually leave it for probably overnight, so I'll work on something else while this is curing, and then tomorrow I'll go back and solder the 2 leads in there. This is Bobby's.
Damn it, Bobby. Boomhauer's going to have to clean your booger wall. I paid him $5. If he jacks you off, though, don't. Well, you can do what you want, Bobby. You're a big boy now.
So I think I've been doing this terminal, which is from, who is it? Soundstream. But they're a little rusty, so I pull them out. They're just M4s, so I don't even save them. And then the top ones use M4s too, but you got to use insulators, which I'll do black and red. And then these I just ordered a shit ton from China. So you gotta order sometimes you gotta order 1,000. So these are just, I think these are the 13 millimeter M4 by 13 hand heads. So, brand new, looking pretty. And then the other one I gotta put in, I found a whole stash of these terminals. So they're just handy. I think they take 8 or 12 gauge up through the bottom. And then you can use this as a distro point as well. So. there's those, and then, oops. And then we'll use these. So like how they stand up, they'll give a little slack. You're not gonna do a full on, like this, but you want a little slack just in case. That's all. I've seen lots of failures on sundown where they're, too tight like that, and then they wiggle here and then they die. So. So what I like to do is use my wussy Hecko, because these do not take a lot of power or stress very easily. So what I use them is just to clamp that, and then I put a little pressure on it. This will actually unwind like that. So but I put it in there, and then I use the strong Harbor Freight ones to then fold that over. Usually just got to do one, and then it'll stay. And I'll come back and use the lineman to then crimp the other side. Basically, I'm just folding it over on the other side. Just a little squeeze to fold it over, and then you do the final squeeze like that, and it'll end up looking like that, which is how it's supposed to. Then I'll come back and trim this, and then I'll solder it, and then it'll see that's how it's supposed to sit, but I'll actually turn this to the right, and then of course the other one to the left, so but it'll sit in there like that. Boop. You guys can watch me do this. A little bit of skill there. Practice. That one's got a little bit of a hernia, so what I'll do is I'll just solder that whole thing down. It's not a big deal. And then if you do need to go back and trim after the solder, because this will be hard, you can go back and just trim. Because I'm going to put boots on here too for decoration. Now I got to go find another terminal. So that's what it looks like new, or I would say whatever pulled. The boys actually took their time and kept all the parts, which is good. So even though a lot of them I'll throw away at this point. So.
this looks pretty crusty, so I'm just gonna ditch it, or at least set it aside, and hopefully use a new screw if I can. Sometimes they're the tolerance is really like just perfect, and so it has to be exactly right, because I think these are actually 12 millimeter. So, and the ones I have are 13, and so they might be a little long, but we'll see. So, but I will save those, and then what I do is I put this on with the star washer. So, and then they clamp down really nice. This is this part, and so these are actually good. I'll actually save these because they don't have any rust on them. So, but I want them to match the other side, so I'll replace them anyway. Here's the underside. You want to see that, which looks like 8 gauge. So it'll be quad 8 gauge. If that's what you want. It's funny how people complain about aluminum wire, but then they'll use it for speaker wire, like, and then you get it from Sky High because it's so big, and you're like, it's kind of dumb. You know what's funny is lamp cord's actually way better. Lamp cord is like copper by law. So just so you know. I mean, I've seen a VW Bug wired up with all 14 gauge lamp cord. Not even black, but brown. He used it for everything, doubled it up, tripled it up, whatever for the power, and then there we go. That sticks out more. Yeah, that's better. You know, as much as I want to dog the guy, I mean, he did it and it worked, so can't really yell at him that much. It's a little crusty. I think it screws actually right into the frame. Isn't that nice? Crusty, not liking it. Plus it was loose and I kind of stripped it a little bit. But that's why I have more. So it looks like a 14, maybe even a 15 millimeter. So I'm going to put a 16 in there, and the only thing that's wrong with that is that it's going to stick up a little bit, so that's not a bad thing. Oh, but is the head too big? Ooh. Yes, it is too big, so I'll have to open that with a drill bit. It's just plastic. It's bigger than 1/4 inch. There's 1/4 inch. Wow. Small one. I'm gonna go open this over to the other workstation. Be right back. Still recording? Still recording. 27 minutes build. Whatever. That's what you guys want. I'm your woofer whore. So I killed two. The drill bit was too sharp and I put too much pressure on it and it just went right through. So you want to, it has a little countersink that can fit into now, so that's how it should fit. So. Pretty slim for an M4, but I think it's going. There we go. So you want to run that all the way to the end, just in case it grabs, and you want to strip it so that it spins. Look at that pressure. I think I have an M4 tab, maybe. Certainly, where's my readers? Magnifying glasses, not old people glasses. Nope. I think these are both 832s. Oh, that one looks good. Nope. Don't want to try it. Just do a both. You may eat up a screw doing this. Sometimes it'll break too. Don't let it ruin your day. There you go. See? A little nip, nip, nippity nip. Thread locker. Stiffy spray. And then we got the new insulators. Try to get all that in there. Mostly because you don't want it to start a problem. Turkey. Escapee. Chair is a death trap though, but I got it for like $1 at Goodwill. It's one of those old chairs they don't make anymore because they only have 4 spokes, and that's because you'll fall over. I'm sure somebody sued. And then I use a tongue depressor popsicle stick as my background to insulate so I don't burn other stuff. Keep your tip clean. Oops. There we go. Put a little pressure on it. Give it a minute. Oh shit. Is this? Yeah, this is. I think this is called A.L. Borg. It's probably a group of artists, and I imagine it could be just one dude. I don't think it's royalty free, but they encourage you to use it for movies. And the way that I found it was there was a video. It was an animation done by Japan about what a it was like a digital animation. It wasn't like anime. But it was an animation about if the Earth was hit by a asteroid or meteor. Asteroid, yeah. Meteor is that right? No, that's right. Piece of rock from space. Is it asteroid? Yeah, same thing. I'm thinking of a comet. That's a comet's something different. Comet is mostly ice. But so anyways, this song was playing in the background, and there's like, it just gave this huge, awe-inspiring view of the Earth and how it, just evaporate and just really just disintegrate and make a mess. Got that one a little hot. It's okay though. It's not the end of the world. But that's the video, is the end of the world actually. So. But at the end, whoever edited the video put some stuff about the end of the world and stuff like that. But I found it very peaceful and very soothing, and I actually created a whole movie around it, idea that I actually want to do in anime, in Japanese animation. Mostly because, the first part I still don't know. The first part I kind of want to do is live action with real people, and then the second part you do as an animation, mostly so that it doesn't freak the people the fuck out. Because sometimes when you make a movie that's really accurate and just realistic, it freaks people out. And I want this to be a really touching and moving, thought-provoking film about the end of the world. And that, there's nothing to fear. It's just the worst thing that happens is you die. So you're going to do that anyway. So unless you're Elon Musk, he's talking about, I was listening to him last night talk about synthetic RNA and how you can program it like a computer and you can reverse aging. So I'm all for that. I wouldn't mind living for 150 years. I kind of plan on it with my robot legs. But with if I can reverse engineer regrow my legs, that'd be cool, like Swamp Thing. So, because I've been fat for a long time. I don't want to say fat because my dad husky, I'm husky. It's just the way it is. But it's not. It's really hard on the knees, feet. I'm really feeling it in the feet too. Finally found some Skechers that are real squishy, and then they discontinued them. So they were like $45. I was like, whoa, let me just try these, and then presto, they're out. Discontinued. So just getting a Star Washer. Sure on the length on this one. I think it has to be a little bit longer in order to reach. Yeah, that's why I saved them. That was the problem. So, but I used to meditate to this. It's got a really good bass track too on it. I'll post a link to it in the description. But it's called The Molten Core. And if I ever wanted to sit back and watch the world end, this would be the song to do it to. But I used to meditate to this and then dream about the movie and what the movie would contain and what it would be about and a bunch of other stuff. And what I realized is that, you start thinking about, or I started thinking about, like, why are we here? Why does the Bible say to go forth and multiply? Like, why is gold universally attractive? Why, all kinds of things. And I was also thinking about my mom. She, of course, this was years ago. I already got the script. I have the outline, I should say. I have the outline done. I don't have the script done. But mostly you just need the outline for notes, so I can remember everything. And and the title. The title helps. I always try to come up with the title, but I mostly came up with this while I was sleeping. And then I have lucid dreams that I can control them, and so. But the name of the movie is called The Coming Harvest, and so the first movie, because it's a two-parter, the first movie is called The Coming, and basically it's what the second coming would realistically look like, and that's meant to scare the shit out of you. And then there's an intermission, because each one would be 90 minutes, and then I gotta get that red one out. There we go. So, and then the come back for the second half, and the second half is called The Harvest, and that's where you realize that the second coming is not Christ at all, or at least what you thought was Christ is not Christ, and that there are 4 motherships, which is I got the mothership idea from my mom. My dad, before he died, he told me that my mom believed in the mothership, and I thought it was like he was joking, and he's like, "Nah, man, ask her about it sometime." Sure got a little embarrassed when I asked her about it, so because she knew I was going to make fun of her. But I kind of took that idea that the apocalypse, the four horsemen, is actually not horsemen. It's actually motherships, huge, like probably a little bit smaller than our moon, but definitely big enough to have their own gravity. But the minimum required spaceships to surround the Earth to basically cut off all communication and basically be able to communicate with one another is 4. And it looks like a pyramid. It's a 3-sided pyramid. And so that was the 4 horsemen that show up, that you think that are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse is actually motherships. And then they shoot out smaller ships. Oh, somebody's here. So they shoot out other motherships that then go down. I don't want to say motherships, daughter ships. So they shoot out other daughter ships that are about the size of stadiums, and then they basically start vacuuming up people, cattle, and some plants, anything that has gold in it, so that they can harvest the special type of gold, which is ionized gold. I don't know if this really exists. This is all in my head. And but they use that special ionized gold to power their ship and travel through the universe. And then that became another whole series, like the Alien movies are now going to be. Is it Ridley Scott? Scott Free Productions. He's going to do the new Alien. It's not a precursor. What is it? I forget what it is. Anyway, I gotta go check the gate. We're gonna go ahead and end this, so I don't have you guys waiting. But I love you. Talk to you later.